Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. You might notice that the lighting's a bit different. That's because I'm filming this on Thursday evening, going up Thursday evening, and it has been a hot day here and I have blocked out the sun with curtains, my blind. I've had the window open a crack, just trying to keep it cool in here, and I feel like I've managed it. I haven't got too hot. You'll know if you've been here a while, I'm not a lover of hot weather. But I haven't had any lights on or anything, which is why we've got a bit of a calm. But I thought let's have a calm, sort of like chatty video about some of my favourite things from the last 3 months. I've got myself here, actually. This is one of my favourite things. Maybe I'll launch straight in with this. So this is one of the glasses that we're going to be using at our wedding. David and I have been collecting coloured glassware. These are from a charity shop. I got 6 of these for £3. Aren't they beautiful? I love this. I've been calling it fag ash coloured glassware, but I think it's more amber. There was a lot of this sort of going around in the 70s, I think. But within this glass is this Biddington, which is a Kent vineyard. Kent is the area of England which I live in. This is Red Love apple juice. It's a special edition one, and David and I tasted this. It's one of our favourite things from the last, so I'll launch straight in with it. David and I had our, speaking of weddings, our wedding tasting for our wedding, that we're getting married in December this year. And we went to our caterers and had a little tasting of all of our canapes and some desserts and things like that. And when we got there, they said, oh, do you want a drink? Teas, coffee, apple juice. And I said, oh yeah, apple juice would be lovely. And they cracked out a couple of bottles of this. And it's so nice, so refreshing, so sweet, and I love a sweet apple juice. I can't recommend it enough. So we drank some of it there, and then once we'd finished drinking it there, we ordered a few bottles of it to come to our wedding day. Come closer so we can really chat. For our wedding day, many of us don't drink, so it's perfect. And then when we were in the farm shop, we saw that they had a bottle of it in there, so we bought that and I've been drinking this. But I thought it'd be perfect just to have a little sit down, cool, nice little drink. It's lovely. And have a chat about some of my favourite things. So let's start with the wedding tasting. So we went to our caterers for a wedding tasting. We're using a company called Chives Catering. I'll link their website down below if you're interested. I'll also link them on Instagram when I put the post up. But we went because we knew we knew we were, so our wedding, we're getting married in the week and having a sort of small day where we go to the registry office with family, and then going back to David's parents' house and having a caterer do us a meal there, which will be lovely. And then at the weekend we're having a party with a pizza man. So we always knew we wanted to, like, the food to be sort of like a big event of it. David and I, we're into our food. So we've used a caterer that our friends Adam and Hazel used for their wedding. So we went to their test kitchen and just had such a lovely time. Like I said, they gave us beautiful apple juice, sat us down. Graham, the chef, had been cooking all day. He did us a whole entire range. I'll put the picture in here of the canapes that we had. And you know what, guys? I'll talk you through them if you're interested, because they were just so yummy. Let me scroll all the way down. And the whole thing was just so nice. David said it felt like it was his birthday. It was so rare to... And also, David was even more delighted because David doesn't like aubergine, and nothing on there was aubergine. And when you're a vegetarian, quite often there's a lot of vegetarian aubergine stuff. And I'm so delighted to say that my whole wedding day is going to be vegetarian, because the options were going to be... So we've got canapes, which is the picture here. I'll talk you through the canapes. Kimchi and chickpea sausage rolls with sriracha mayo. Yes. Cauliflower and turmeric fritter. Yes. I'm not going to say yes after everyone, but they were all really good. Cheddar and herb stuffed potato. Tomato and vegan Gruyere tartlets. That was David's favourite. Spiced paneer skewers. Mushroom arancini. Asparagus and red pepper. Spinach and feta phyllo parcel. Smashed pea and feta tart. Potato and soybean ball. And a falafel with sriracha mayo. So good. So we're having canapes. We're having like a few canapes rather than have a starter. So having canapes on arrival. Then we were giving then we were going to give our guests 2 options of what food they want. I was picking an option which was obviously be vegetarian, and then David was going to pick an option which we thought was going to be meat because David does eat meat, and he didn't. He's gone for a vegetarian option. He's gone for a stuffed herby pancake with veg and stuff. He was so excited about it. So we've got a whole vegetarian wedding, and then the dessert's going to be a trio of desserts including like a little deconstructed mince pie, which I'm very excited about, and then we've got burrito boxes in the evening. So yeah, thrilled about that. So I had a lovely time with that. And then the desserts we also had as well. I'll insert a picture of the desserts too. There was a profiterole, pecan pie, a caramel cheesecake, lemon posset and poached pears. Guys, David was enjoying himself so much, he was even eating strawberries. That's how good it was. So we can't, yeah, it was just such a lovely day. We left just feeling so full and excited, and like I said, like we've been planning this, we got engaged like 2 years ago. We've been doing like little sort of like wedding-y things, but that felt like the first real thing that we did that involved like that. It just felt really real. It just made it feel really lovely. So yeah, that is one of my favourite things. But we'll go back to the top of my list. That was actually at the bottom of my list, but because I was drinking the apple juice, I thought I'd mention it. Another thing I've enjoyed in these past few months is doing my 6 Tudor Queens vlog videos. You may well have seen them already. I'm working my way through the Alison Weir series. She wrote a book on each of Henry VIII's 6 wives. I've read Katherine of Aragon and Anne Boleyn. I will link the vlogs down below. And during those vlogs, I sort of dress up as those characters based on what they look like in Six the Musical, and read the books and watch TV associated with them, and maybe listen to additional books and things like that. I've enjoyed both of them. I think I enjoyed the Katherine of Aragon book slightly more just because I liked Katherine more. But one of the things that I watched, which I really, really loved, was The Spanish Princess by, it's on, you can get it on Amazon. It's by some, it's on like Stars Play. I don't know how you get that, if that's elsewhere. But The Spanish Princess is all about Katherine of Aragon coming over to England and marrying Henry's brother, and then eventually marrying Henry. And yeah, I really, really loved it. I thought it was cast really well. It's got bloody Matthew Elwood from Call the Midwife in it. And yeah, I very much enjoyed it. So I've had a lovely time with those so far. Looking forward to, in July, starting on Jane Seymour, the only one he truly loved. And I'm going to read that in July. Yeah, then I've got Anna of Cleves, Catherine Howard and Catherine Parr to read, which I think I'll maybe do August, September, October, or maybe I'll miss October and do that in, I don't know. But yeah, so I'll have them all read by the end of the year. But the vlogs have been really fun, and I'm glad you guys have been enjoying them as much as I've been enjoying filming them. So that, also the telly, The Spanish Princess, would highly recommend watching that. Something else on telly David and I really, really enjoyed, and there will be I think maybe my next video that's going up is going to be my telly talk for the next 3 months. I did a telly talk video where I talked about all the telly I watched January to March, and then there'll be another one coming up from April to June. So I won't go too much into detail here, but I really enjoyed the programme by Wim Hof, which was on the BBC. I can't actually remember what it was bloody called. Face Your Fear or Freeze the Fear? Freeze the Fear. So Wim Hof, I guess he's just, I don't really know what you would describe. He's like a motivational speaker, and he's all involved with like ice therapy and being cold and having the sort of adrenaline of the being submerged in cold water or things like that. And other sort of fear-inducing things, like there's a lot in there to do with heights and stuff like that, and the adrenaline of that, making sure that that's what you focus on rather than other background issues that are going on. And the BBC show took some celebrities away to, I don't know where they were, Norway maybe, and got them to do these ice challenges. And it was really, really interesting. They had a really good group of sort of celebrities, all with different backgrounds, all with sort of like some element of trauma from their past. And Wim Hof has also got trauma in his past, and he got them to sort of do these challenges and come to face their fears and face their past trauma and stuff like that. It was just very, very interesting. I didn't watch an episode without crying my eyes out, but one of the things they did in there is they did cold showers, and David and I have done this a few times, and I imagine we'll be doing it a lot more, especially if it's getting warmer. But at the end of your shower, after you've had your normal shower, just put the cold shower on for 30 seconds. And it really invigorates you. I mean, David and I are both like, the whole time, because it's really, really shocking to the system. But it does, it sort of just takes your breath away and makes you think about nothing else. It's very good for like the cardiovascular system and things like that. So yeah, that's something we'll continue to do. But I very much enjoyed the programme. And like I said, we've taken a bit of that programme on into our lives, because we're now doing cold showers. Yeah, very much enjoyed watching the programme. Next up is something that David and I have called Burby City. So for David's Easter present this year, I bought him a bird feeder to go outside our second bedroom window. So when David is in there working, which is where he works when he's working from home, he can look out and see all of the little birds that go out there. So it's very, very cute. The birds go wild for the fat balls. They're less interested in the seeds and the peanuts. They will eat them, but the fat balls, my God, they go absolutely mental for them. We've had all sorts on this. We've had a whole host of sparrows. So I don't know where you are. Actually, I'd be very interested. So where you are in the world, if you've got a garden or a bit of outdoor space, we don't have a garden, but we've got a little bit of outdoor space. It's all bushes and stuff, like literally you can't like sit out there or anything, but we've put the bird feeder in there. What birds do you get in your garden? And let me know sort of if you're in the UK, whereabouts you might be in the UK. What are the most common birds that you see sort of in your outdoor spaces? So we've got a whole host of sparrows. There's about 6 different sparrows. We called them all different names, from Little Wings to Stephen. We got 2 blue tits that come, tiny little blue tits. And then we've had a selection of starlings that come a lot as well, and blackbirds. At one point we had a mummy blackbird and a daddy blackbird, and then a baby blackbird who was on the floor loads, like would fly up and eat and then fly back down again. Really scruffy and lovely he looked. We've had a robin there once. We get magpies and pigeons. The pigeons and the magpies, I can't believe they can even stand on it, because you don't realise how big these birds are until they're literally like at your window. And we've also had some collared doves. So those are what we've been having there. But yeah, I used to do bird watching a lot when I was younger, so I know sort of like some birdie stuff. But wherever you are in the world, do please let me know down below what the most sort of common birds that you get in your garden are, because I'm really interested to hear. But yeah, we've been having a lovely time looking at that. And it's like when we first put it in, I'm less sort of obsessed with it, but I was like creeping up to the window every minute. David, there's another sparrow there. I was the day that the blue tits arrived, my God, it was amazing. So yeah, hopefully, and they just get through those fat balls. Like, we'll put the fat balls out one day. They've eaten them by like literally, I would say, in about 12 hours. Madness, but very enjoyable and nice to see. Sort of like we were looking at the starlings so up close, and they're so iridescent, and yeah, it's just been really, really lovely. Really enjoyed it. And next thing up is a podcast that David and I have been listening to. This is the Normal Gossip podcast, recommended by one of my friends, actually the guy who is making our wedding cake on Instagram. He recommended this and said it's really, really good. And it's just a podcast about people write in. I think it's been going for a couple of series, but we've listened to like 5 episodes, but we've been really enjoying listening to it together. So people write in with gossip from like where like their local gossip to them. And then the podcast host has a guest on and reads out the gossip, and like they sort of stop and talk about it as it goes on and things like that. And David and I have been David loves a bit of gossip. So David and I have been really enjoying listening to these together, and then being like, oh my God, what do you think is going to happen? Like when she says questions like, at what point, what would, she'll stop and she'll say, what would you do at this point? And I'm like, oh my God, what would I do at this point? And it's just been super fun to listen to it together. And we've done it like when we've been on like longer car journeys and stuff like that. And we're going to go back eventually and listen to all of them, but we've just started. But they've had really good things. Like the most recent one we were listening to was about a guy who had loads of orchids in his house, and then started setting up this orchid business, and basically was completely ripped off by someone who claimed to be an orchid expert and an orchid consultant. And yeah, it's just very enjoyable, really like fun social podcast to listen to. And actually, the next thing which I've put down on my favourites is we listened to it on the way to and from this place. So like I said, we live in Kent, and we went on a day trip. We went this time last year as well to a place called Goodnestone Park, which is just outside of Canterbury. It's a beautiful garden, and I've never known how to say this word, arboretum. Loads of trees with a lovely walk and a house and a little cafe there. And we went this time last year. I'd never been before, but David found somewhere for us to go, and we went there. It was almost a year to the day we went last year. And I said to David, we had a picture taken there, and I said to David, oh, we should come like every season, because I imagine it will look so beautiful and so different. Like when we went, it was June, so there was a lot of flowers out and stuff like that, but I bet in the autumn it looks amazing. They've got like a golden arboretum, I think it's arboretum, which I'd love to see in the autumn. So we will definitely be going back. And when we went this time, all of the wild garlic was out, so the whole place smelled amazing. And then they've got a lovely cafe there afterwards. But when we got there, so this month I've been doing Jane Austen, so I've been reading loads of books and watching telly and films and listening to audiobooks of books that Jane Austen's written, or adaptations of the such. And when we got there, there was a whole section in the shop of like Jane Austen at Goodnestone Park. And then it had like a little leaflet which took you around. So she stayed at Goodnestone Park, and then she started writing Pride and Prejudice there, which was amazing, which was just a complete coincidence. And I bought a puzzle there and had a lovely time. But it's such a nice place to visit, and like I said, the cafe afterwards was really nice. The cafe afterwards was very, very delicious, but they forgot to put our order through, and David was so hungry. He was borderline hungry, but we managed to pull it back. But lovely, lovely, lovely place to visit. Really, really enjoyed it. And their walled garden, they've got loads of like benches and stuff just popped around so you can sit down and read, which is what we did. I definitely want to go back in the autumn. It was so, so nice, so pretty. Something else we're doing with David. A lot of these things are to do with David. Oh no, I've got 2 more things, but well, 3 more things. David and I have been watching the Spider-Man films from the beginning. David is a massive Marvel fan, and during lockdown actually watched all of the Marvel films like in chronological order, I think, and had a lovely time doing it. And every time there's a new Marvel film out, he's very, very excited. And he was so excited about the most recent Spider-Man film. And I'm less into Marvel films. I know what I like, and I like films with women in. They haven't always got lots of women in. So yeah, I got a bit of sort of like superhero fatigue, but he was so, so, so pumped for the most recent Spider-Man. I think he went to see it at the cinema like 5 times, guys. Like different cinemas when he's been away working, he's been to see it. He's loved it, and I wanted to be on board with that excitement with him. So I said to him, oh, would you mind if we watched all the Spider-Mans from the beginning? I haven't seen any of them. I thought I'd seen some of them, but I hadn't seen any of them. And we watched the Tobey Maguire ones and the Andrew Garfield ones, and then the 3 Tom Holland ones. We also watched Into the Spider-Verse, which is a very good film. But like, it was really nice to watch something that David's so pumped about, and like us having a chat about it. And because he'd seen the most recent Spider-Man film, which has links to the first sort of 2 lots of Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire ones and the Andrew Garfield ones, it was very interesting for him to then go back and do that. So we had a nice time watching those and chatting about those together. Into the Spider-Verse is a brilliant film, by the way. It's the animated one. I believe there's a second one coming out. Very, very, very good. It's not, there's Nick Miller, Jake Johnson, who plays Nick Miller in New Girl, is Peter Parker in there, but you're following Miles Morales, and David's played the computer game of the Miles Morales ones, and he loves it. So yeah, we've had a very fun time doing that. And then 2 more things which are food things. The first thing is that I was been eating a lot of grated cheese and mango chutney sandwiches. Absolutely beautiful combination. Yeah, just been making loads of them. A couple of weekends ago, my mum and dad and my sister and brother-in-law and my niece round, and did loads of sandwiches, and mango chutney and grated cheese was one of them. Absolutely delicious. I even like to, you know, like when you make loads of sandwiches and then the next day they've gone a little bit crispy. I think I like them even more the next day, but absolutely delicious. And then the last thing, which again, it links into our wedding tasting session because we were talking about this brand here, but I tried This Isn't Chicken for the first time. So I've eaten This Isn't Bacon, which is available in sort of like many supermarkets in the UK, and is fake bacon. It doesn't look anything like bacon. I'm not even sure it tastes anything like bacon, but it's good texture to add to like a burger and stuff. But This Isn't Chicken, I mean, I haven't eaten chicken for many, many years now, but I made coronation chicken out of it. I thought it was chicken. I was so worried that I picked up one that was chicken. What the Cluck is another good brand of like fake chicken if you're looking for it. But yeah, between What the Cluck by the Vegetarian Butcher and This Isn't Chicken, if it's meat texture and taste you're after, you're a vegetarian, because I quite like fake meat. These 2 are unrivaled in my opinion. So there we go. Those are some of the things that I've been enjoying the past 3 months. Let me know what you've been enjoying. Please let me know what bird you get in your garden. I'm really excited to know what bird you get in your garden. I've got a book actually called The World on the Wing, all about birds, which I must get round to reading. And yeah, I'll see you all again soon for another butcher video. Gonna have a bit more apple juice now. Bye!